Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Today, we are still going to discuss Sunan al-Fitra number 2. So the next thing we are going to start with today is Qasu Sharib. That is trimming the mustache. Mustache is the hair that grows on top of the lip. So there are 4 hadiths here. We are going to, the first one is hadith of Abu Huraira. May Allah be pleased with him, who said that the Prophet ﷺ said, Khamsun min al-Fitra, that there are 5 things which are part of the Fitra, that is inborn characteristic of a human being, or which are part of the nature of a human being that you have to do as a human being. And it was the practice of the prophets. The first one is al-Khitan. Al-Khitan is circumcision. Circumcision is done when somebody mainly is newly born. They circumcise a child so that at that time it will be easier for him and the pain will be less. And this circumcision is for both boys and girls. Then the second thing is al-Istihdad. Istihdad is shaving the hair that is in the private part. Also, it's also part of cleanliness that one should shave the hair that is in the private part. Wa taqlimul asfar, also cutting your nails, whether the nails in your leg or the ones in your hand, you have to cut your nails. Wanatful ibit, and you have to pluck the hair that is in the armpit. Waqassu asharib, which is the topic of today, that is to trim or reduce the mustache. You cut it to the extent that you are now seeing the lips. This hadith is transmitted by Imam al-Bukhari and Muslim. The second hadith is hadith of Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, who said that the Prophet ﷺ said, Ahfu ash-shawarib wa afu al-lihay. He said that you should cut the mustache to the extent that it becomes very low. That's the meaning of ahfu. And you should leave the beards to be long. Then the third hadith is the hadith of Zayd bin Arqam, radiallahu anhu, who said that the Prophet ﷺ said, Man lam ya'khuz min sharibihi falaysa minna. Anybody that leaves his mustache to be long and growing without cutting it is not part of the Muslims. That means you will join the non-believers. So this one is a warning for the Prophet ﷺ that you have to shave your mustache. The final hadith is hadith of Anas, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who said that wuqita lana fi qassi sharib wa taqlim al-asfa wa halqi al-an. All these things that we mentioned in this hadith here, that he said that the Prophet ﷺ, he fixed a time for them, which is 40 days, that they should not pass 40 days without cut all these things that they mentioned in this hadith. That is trimming the mustache or cutting the nails, don't leave it to be long, more than 40 days, or shaving the private part and also plucking the hair that is in the armpit. All these things, he said, you should not allow it to pass 40 days without shaving or doing them. This is what the Anas radiallahu ta'ala said about the Prophet ﷺ. This hadith transmitted by Imam Muslim. So what we get from this hadith is that these 5 things which we have mentioned now, they are part of the Sunan al-Fitra. They are part of the natural characteristics of a human being and part of the practice of the Prophet and other prophets. And the Prophet ﷺ has encouraged us to be doing it, especially trimming the mustache. And he mentioned that anybody that leaves his mustache is not cutting from it, is not part of the Muslim. And this is a serious warning for those who are leaving their mustache to become longer. So there are 3 things that will mainly benefit from the hadith. First thing is forbidding to leave your mustache to be very, very long without cutting from it. Also, that the practice of the Prophet, the Sunnah, is that you have to trim the mustache to the extent that it becomes very low. Then the third thing is that the Sunnah of the Prophet, that all these things, you should not leave yourself 40 days without cutting them. So those who are leaving their nails, their mustache, their pubic hair, and their armpit hair over 14 days, they are going against the Sunnah and the Prophet of Sallallahu wa sallallahu wa sallama ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.